Good morning. I'm at the spot where the original "The People Didn't See" poem was first filmed, and I have my Vauxhall Vectra. I've just driven it over here. Unfortunately, I didn't have my camera mount with me, so I couldn't film the drive, but it has done like 38 miles to the gallon. And this is roughly the same drive that I've done with the Saab, the Citroen C3, the Volvo C30, and I'll put their fuel economy figures for the same journey in just here actually, so you can compare. Now, as you know, I picked this up from an auction just the other day, so let's take a look at it and I'll tell you a little bit about my cheap Vectra and what the plan is. Now, we do think that somebody's put the incorrect springs on the front of the car. I think it needed SRI springs and someone's put normal shocks and springs on it, which is why it seems to be sitting so high at the front. However, a friend of mine got in touch and said, "Here, Geoff, is your marketplace on Facebook shadow banned? Because I can't find any of your cars that you've got." And at the minute, I've got this, the Saab, the Volvo C30, the Transit van. I put everything up for sale last week, and nobody can find any of my listings. So I suspect that my Facebook is shadow banned, and people aren't finding my listings. So he said, "Look, I'll have a pop at it, put it on mine. I'll put it on Auto Trader for you as well, and see if we can get it sold." So on a sort of sale or return kind of thing. So it'd be interesting to see what it actually makes. Now, the drive over here was absolutely lovely. This car drives like new. It doesn't look like new, because now that you can see it in the daylight, obviously this arch, and I've left it running because I need to charge the battery because the battery had gone dead. Bit of damage on the front here, little bit of crazing there on that arch, and then there's maybe a little bit of damage at the back here, but there's nothing major at all. It is quite a smart and presentable car, and honestly, the way it drove, it's only done 82,000 miles anyway, but it's just wonderful. The problem that the Vectra had is Jeremy Clarkson was mean to it, essentially, because Clarkson was always really harsh on Vauxhalls, and that gave it a major image problem. However, it's actually a very good car. There's no knocks and bangs, it doesn't make any weird noises, it just drives like new. It drives like a new car. And if you look at the paperwork as well, it's got... Oh, it's locked. It's locked because the battery died the other day and I've only unlocked the one door. So, paperwork wise, firstly, it comes with a Radio 1 CD, CD1 apparently. So it's got this CD changer, and then it's got this screen. This is like basic early screen technology, and I'm not completely sure how it all works. There you go, 34.1 miles to the gallon. That's come down a bit because I've been sat idling and talking to you guys. And now the fan's kicking in, which is a good sign. Look at all this paperwork it's got. Absolutely stacks of paperwork. Spare cover there that goes somewhere around here maybe. Then you've got the book pack. Look, you got everything. Audio manual, all the books. So basically, this is actually a really good car. I don't know why it was in the auction. Perhaps we'll find that out further down the line. But that is my Vauxhall Vectra. And, oh, I've now got a warning light on. Why have I got a warning light on now? Ha! Of course it has. Let's turn the car off and on again and see if that goes away. Might be just because I don't know. Right, I had to move to let that Toyota out anyway. And when I turn the car off and on again, the warning light is gone. So we're all good. We're back up by the river. I always used to film down here a while ago, and then we've moved further away from here. So there's my, that'll do, won't it? There you go. That is my thumbnail for this video. Let's take a look at the Vectra. 82,000 miles, lots of service history. Superb timing. Look, there's a boat coming down the river. That's always nice to see. I don't know why people can't take their rubbish with them at this little spot. But that's an interesting little boat, isn't it? Yeah, I used to live a lot closer to this river, so I used to do quite a lot of filming at this spot. I once did a Sadiq Khan rap and burnout in this car park. I'll try and find a clip of it. And as I said, this was all flooded up to the ramp there where I came in on. Falling down the ramp. Back there, that's where I stood when I filmed The People Didn't See, and the river was so high that the water was coming to, well, about there actually. So all of this was underwater. Now, whilst I'm stood here by the river with my Vectra and talking about The People Didn't See poem, I'm rewriting that. There's going to be a part 2, which is going to be that the people did see, because I'm sick of vibrating at a low frequency, and it's about time that we pick ourselves up, and people are starting to notice what's going on in the world. People are starting to realise that things are not the way that they should be. And I think it's about time that the people did see, and then the people did see. So that's what's coming up. Later on today, I'll be publishing that. And then tonight there's a podcast going out, which is quite funny because I pulled no punches on this podcast, talking to Brian Gregory and Paul from the Association of British Drivers. And I think they expected me to not so much tell it the way I did. I've spent the last sort of 5 years arguing this on my YouTube channel now. And I don't think anything's going to change. You know, the cameras are in and they're making money out of it. And the cameras in and they're controlling us. As soon as you remove that white rectangle on the front of your car and that orange rectangle on the back of your car, then all of it goes away. People just need to start realising that that's basically all they need to do. You ain't going to do anything with a petition. You ain't going to do anything by writing to your MP. You ain't going to do anything by lobbying MPs. None of it's going to work. So the only thing you can do is remove your number plates. But I just told it like it is, and I think they were quite surprised at some of my responses to some of their questions, but that's where we've got to now. So that's Tuesday. This is my Vectra. It's going over to my friend now, who's going to clean it up and pop it up on Marketplace, and we shall see what she makes, and hopefully we can mitigate some of the losses that I made on the Previa. Lots of other cool content coming to the channel. I'll flip the camera back around as we drive off and tell you what's coming up next. The camera sits perfectly in that little screen area. I've got an Audi coming to the channel. It's an A8 were they 3.6 or 3.7? But I've been offered it for £1 over scrap value, radio off. So that'll be interesting, and I don't know what I'll do with it. I mean, what do you do with a big Audi with a big engine that is a project? I've been told never ever ever lock it. Do not lock the car. You will never ever get back into it. So this could be funny, and I think it's only got a couple of gears. It's an automatic. So I don't know, maybe we need to make an Audi A8 convertible. That's the sort of thing that we should probably do with that, because the scrap value on it is 260. So I offered 261. So it's basically a £1 Audi A8. So let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me do with a £1 Audi A8 that is knackered. I don't think it's got an MOT, so it's not like we can use it on the road. But we could chop the roof off. Maybe it's the right time to get Phil back on the channel and chop the roof off. Also, you all enjoyed my auction video. 20,000 views on that as I talk. And the comments were great, and you all watched it mostly all the way through. So I'm thinking maybe we should go and do another auction video. I had a look at the roster for this week's auction, and funnily enough, quite a high percentage of cars that went through that auction when we were there are going through again this week, which means they either didn't sell or they sold, and in all that rigmarole that was going on after the auction in the car park, people realised they were broken and put them back in the auction. So it might be quite funny if Luke and I go and do that auction again, because we had a great night and it was a good video. Also, Luke he's been texting me this morning. He's been working his way through some of the issues with the Volvo, and the plan with that red Volvo will be, we're going to do exactly what we did with the MGB, which is Luke makes it beautiful, I put it on the channel, and then we sell it directly off the channel to someone that wants it. And now let's have some fun with AI image generator. You'll see. Oh, Google Gemini, that is brilliant. Yeah, spot on. Thanks for watching.